Three. It's if you do not know what the show is basically me getting angry about the week's news with someone else. That's it, really. It's self-indulgent. It's something. Watch it or don't. It's completely up to you. This week my guest is.
Hello, I'm Tom Mayhew. I'm a comedian. I like how you always really sell your show at the start.
I can't. I mean, I don't want to start lying to people. This is all about. I know everyone does the marketing of their going. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. The best thing you'll ever see, and they're lying. Always lying. Because the best thing you'll ever see is either someone falling over or like a cat playing the violin.
Have you thought about getting a cat involved in your political breakdown?
I don't like animals.
Okay.
So I don't simply. I mean, the idea of having a cat in here, forcing it to play the violin so something goes viral, seems like animal cruelty to me.
I would quite like the juxtaposition, though, of the cat doing that while you just rant about the state of the government in the background. It'd be a really nice sort of...
I mean, if you get them to play like the cello and do like a Bach cello symphony or something, whilst... But they have no thumbs, so you'd need to stick the bow to them. Mm-hmm. And then teach a cat to play a cello because the thumbs needed to put the fingers. They need to be able to spread their fingers. I mean, it sounds like a nice idea, but there's no way of it working.
I mean, the way you say that, it's like you've actually searched it before.
Oh, I just understand the anatomy kind of a cat.
Okay, that's fair enough, mate. That's all right.
I mean, I never claimed to be like a zoologist or something, but my understanding is cats and instruments aren't like natural friends.
Not yet. Don't they play the piano sometimes, cats?
Well, isn't that because they put like sticks on the paws of the cat and then move them so it looks like the cat is actually playing?
Oh, is it? I didn't know. So you've done your research?
Oh, and stuff like that. As I say, it's animal. Yeah. Every time that you click on that, another cat is sad.
It's a good motto for life.
I mean, it's something in it. I didn't expect to start like that at all. So you've brought some news stories.
Yep.
Which one do you want to start with?
I guess coming off of animal cruelty, we could do the story today that KFC, they've committed to better chicken welfare standards by 2026, I believe. And they've said that...
a mere 7 years.
Yeah, in the future, it means that the chickens, they'll have more space, natural light, and they'll be able to perch and flap their wings. So
is the worry that at the moment that's suggesting that how they deal with their chickens is a way that's awful?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically them coming out and saying, yeah, we battery farm, but we might fix it in 7 years, or we might not.
I mean, it's yeah. If that was for humanity, it would be like a prison, and go, well, we're going to make sure that they can walk around.
Yeah.
Instead of just holding them in their cell all day, we're going to feed them maybe twice a day. It's going to be fantastic.
That's nice, yeah.
I mean, like, are you a fan of KFC?
It's fine. It's fine if it's like late at night and that's the only thing that's open and you need some food. I wouldn't choose it as like a Sunday roast. I wouldn't be like, let's go to KFC and get all the family around, get my grandma there. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's always strange the fact that they're the only ones who serve things in a bucket, which does suggest that that's where society was always heading. They're going, do you want a plate? No, I'll have a bucket, mate.
Do you not like eating from buckets? Are you averse to that as a concept?
I don't know. It seems like we're dying.
I mean, we are, literally, yeah.
Intellectually just falling down. And that may be the start of it. When KFC came along and said, right, what can we do to get people to buy stuff from us? Why do we sell things in a bucket? Maybe that was the start of humanity going, you know what, we're eating in buckets now. Next step's a trough. Why don't we just fucking kill ourselves?
That's coming, isn't it? Like McDonald's in the trough.
Yeah, Burger King wouldn't do it. Burger King's too expensive. So McDonald's would do a trough, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, although they claim that they're being healthier. All these fast food places trying their best to seem like they're not just hell pits.
Yeah, for both the staff and the animals.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the only person that's probably cheated worse than the chicken bake probably their staff.
Yes, certainly. I mean, not only just because of the wages and the work, but also awful skin.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. Poor bastards.
It says a lot when a perk of the job is you get free fried chicken.
Oh,
and that's
God,
an actual perk. Like, great.
No other job except like fast food is a bonus sum of your job.
Yeah.
You don't get that. Like if you're an accountant, maybe if you're an accountant, you may get free accounting.
You could do it yourself, I presume. Does that count as free accounting?
Don't know. Is there anything else? So builders, you can do it yourself. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone gets a perk. You know, I mean, comedians, we don't get a perk of our job being someone gives you free jokes.
No.
They fucking try. Good God, do people try?
What's the worst free joke you've ever been offered?
I mean, anything that starts off with a racial slur, I tend to say thanks and then tell them to fuck off. That's it. You always know as well, it's because when they start looking over their shoulder, which is just the world going, I'm about to say something racist, I hope no one's a racist. Listen, I've got a joke for you.
Yeah.
You're going to go, no, I'll stop you there, mate. I'll stop you there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, my favourite, I absolutely adore the ones who go, I tell you, if you followed me and my friends around for a day, you get so much material. Oh,
Yeah.
those people. They go, yeah, but it's very difficult to make material out of you being sad in your life. That's it. It's so very difficult to go. I'll tell you, I followed this bloke and his friends around all day, and may I tell you, God, they are boring. It's amazing. The depression that they feel, but seemingly unable to show it, is exquisite.
And they're so lonely and angry at the world.
Yeah. Not even a cry wank makes them happy anymore.
No, it's
they
tragic.
are just empty souls. I think we've covered KFC there.
Yeah.
What a weird thing. I wanted to start with, I think, the big news of the week, which is the UK-US ambassador.
Yes, yeah.
It's Sir Kim Darroch, because he's resigned now, hasn't he?
Was it either because Trump tweeted or because Boris Johnson didn't back him? People are saying two different things.
Well, yeah, from my understanding, it won't be, like, Trump will have a small amount to do with it, but it will be more along the idea, because what they say is that he watched the debate and Hunt asked 4 times to Boris Johnson, will you back him? And every time he didn't reply. And so Sir Kim just went, well, I think we're in trouble here.
It's nice after having Theresa May's usual answers being completely either empty or skipping the question. You know, the whole Brexit means Brexit nonsense, where she wouldn't actually answer it. It's nice that we've got someone else who's going to do exactly the same now.
I mean, even for all of May's faults, I think she still would have backed him. I mean, May is awful. She is an absolute cretin of society, but she's not Boris Johnson.
And that's the one good thing you can say about
That
Theresa
is
May.
the one good thing you can say about... I mean, she has no kids. He has illegitimate ones.
He's got... I read his Wikipedia page the other day. In children, it says 5 or 6.
Yes, because there was one court case that was, I think, was for libel or something, where it ended up coming out that he had one child out of marriage.
Yeah.
And then there's supposedly another one. Now, do you think it's important for us to know how many kids Boris has?
I think maybe not how many kids he has, but if he's got illegitimate children that he's not paying, childcare for.
Oh, he's paying childcare.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's certainly, absolutely. That's how he keeps them quiet, you know.
Oh, you think he pays them off, does he?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
I still think it is that kind of dubious thing where if he's I don't know, it's that weird thing where I think for some people it's important that if you're representing the country, you have to be seen as decent and good, and
yes, of good character.
But then in a world of, Donald Trump's and David Cameron's and Theresa May's, it kind of feels irrelevant to most people.
I mean, Boris does make David Cameron look like a good parent.
He really does, yeah.
And considering that David Cameron once left a child in a pub.
That's the most... I still think that's one of the worst things a politician's done. Apart from when he fucked the pig, I think that's like the worst thing... One of the worst things I've heard a politician do. And he got basically no shit for it, it feels like.
In terms of personally, are you saying? Because I could name... that David Cameron has done
yeah.
that's vastly worse.
Bombing
Syria without getting approval from the parliament, that would be up there for me. That would be worse.
They've done lots of things that are really bad, that are sort of, policies and sort of, pushing through laws and all that sort of stuff. But in terms of, a decent sort of thing a normal human would do, I don't think most normal humans would forget your child in a pub.
Well, yes, you'd say that. I agree. I think I think if we were going to, for it to be one of the worst things that he'd done as Prime Minister, I think he would have to leave his child in the Houses of Parliament surrounded by all of the pedos.
Well, we don't know he didn't.
Oh no, this is the thing. We do not know. Chucked her whatever scent paedophiles like and just got her to run around. See if they can catch them. Get rid of some of the paedophile energies that they have.
What scent would you reckon that they would?
Oh, I don't know. Fear. I would guess that paedophiles are attracted to fear. That'd be my guess. But don't know. Back to the story of the ambassador.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because why are we not talking about the leaked stuff? Who leaked it? Because is that not the most important bit?
It should be.
Yeah.
It definitely should be. And I don't know why we're not talking about it. I presume it's... do you think it was intentional? Intentional leak?
I mean, I don't think you can unintentionally leak.
Fair point. But do you think it was intentional on behalf of someone out, and that's why they're not talking about it?
Well, it's interesting the people who have jumped onto it. Like when the leak happened, it was handed to a journalist. No, I don't need that. She is a journalist called Isabel. Some fucking surname. It begins with O. She was the one who...
I wish you hosted the news, mate. Good old Isabel, some fucking surname,
whatever the fuck her name is. But she was the one who ghost wrote Lord Ashcroft's book. About David Cameron fucking the pig.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And that book came around because Lord Ashcroft was promised a cabinet role for supporting Cameron, and Cameron didn't give him one. So he was very annoyed.
Yep.
She's also spent a lot of time with Farage, Aaron Banks, Boris Johnson, all of these. She's a cunt, basically.
Yeah.
Doing it for the women, doing it for equality, showing that both men and women equally piles of shit.
That's good, yeah. That's good.
I mean, that's what I would say is a plus for her. She's doing her best because equality, as we know, will never be that everyone's good. The only time we'll ever get true equality is when we realise everyone's a cunt.
And you've been saying this for years.
I have been. I've been saying it for... Some people have suggested too long. So the leak was handed to her at the Telegraph for her to publish. So it was published straight away. Farage is on it, going, "Oh, this is awful. We need a Brexiteer in. He's trying to angle himself in as the next ambassador, which would be."
Oh, Jesus Christ! Is that what it's about then?
I mean,
because isn't the Telegraph Boris Johnson writes for them? Is that? So it's all very.
A couple of hundred grand a year he gets for it.
Disgusting.
I mean, considering that as a journalist he has been sacked from the majority of his jobs for lying.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop most journalism nowadays.
it's. I do not think that UK journalism has, like, printed papers do not have the same level of problem with, like, fake news that goes along. There isn't just pure made-up stories often. There are some, certainly. The Times with made up a lot of stuff about the Muslims, and the Daily Mail. I mean, they try their best to just be abhorrent.
Yeah.
The Guardian allows columnists on who seemingly have no opinion of their own. They're all shit. They're just different levels of shit.
Do you think the Guardian's gone downhill rapidly? Because I swear, like 10 years ago, it kind of had a good reputation, whereas now it's just a cesspit of shit.
The investigative side is still very good.
Yeah.
It's Carol Cadwalla and the work that The Guardian have done with regards to Cambridge Analytica and all of that. The Guardian was still one of the main papers in the world who has handled all the Edward Snowden stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very important. I think that on the investigative side, they do some very good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the opinion pieces are tedious at best.
Are they just like printing any old shit to get clicks, to get traffic? And that's
what it is. I know The Guardian get a lot of their money from because they do advertising and also please give us some money thing, which is instead of doing like a paywall that Times have, Telegraph have, and I mean Times with some of the stuff that the Times bring out, they're going, you're asking people to pay for that.
Yeah,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
it's like when you see a really bad show in Edinburgh and then they go, "Oh, the show's worth £10." You're like, "Nah, it's not, is it, mate? It's."
It would be like you've already paid.
Yeah, and then they say that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you've already paid, and then they do a bucket at the end.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like, I know you've all paid a £5 and you've hated it, but I want more.
I want to make more of this.
Yeah, I want more, so I don't continue. With the ambassador, does him being a Remainer or Brexiteer matter?
I mean, it shouldn't matter, but if we're talking about people like Boris Johnson and Farage, then it's probably a big sticking point for them. It's probably the only thing that matters, judging by what they've said over the last 3 years. It's probably, I
mean, with this whole story, I think the worst bit is the fact that it's seemingly now we've fully bent over to Trump. He said, we're not going to work with him anymore, and we dropped him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely dropped him. So you've got the rest of the ambassadors around the fucking world going, well, what does that mean for us? Can we say our honest opinion? Don't forget, his opinion was like, Trump's an idiot.
Which it's not a revolutionary opinion.
No.
It's not like he's the first person who said this.
No, and he is an idiot.
Yeah, and I mean, Trump proved it by his response.
Yeah, if our ambassador sent something to the government saying, you know what, Trump, smart dude, then I'd be worried.
Yeah, then I'd be terrified if he'd said that.
You'd be like going, who have we fucking got there? Mr. Blobby, what the fuck's going on?
You actually said Mr. Blobby's going to be our new ambassador. Do you think he would do a good job?
Oh, I think Trump would love him.
I think he'd really go on, yeah.
I mean...
It's on his level, isn't it?
Well, Mr. Blobby was just a walking sex pest. And so Trump would be a big old fan.
Yeah, I guess you could claim that Blobby's possibly influenced by Trump, maybe? Or the other way around, I'm not sure.
Yeah, how old is Mr. Blobby? Oh, fuck knows.
He was like 90s, wasn't he? So, like, he'd be coming up to 30, probably. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Blobby. If you're watching out there, happy birthday.
I mean, with all of this, it's so... With the ambassador, there is some very strange stuff that's happened after. Because the US came out and said, we will not work with him. And then the UK folded, which is worrying to say the least.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, there was meant to be a Brexit meeting going on between Wilbur Ross and Liam Fox. That was cancelled. What they were going to talk about, Who knows?
Hmm.
I assume a trade deal afterwards, but any rational mind will have a look at what the US are doing with trade deals and realise doing a trade deal with them is not going to be fun.
No.
But Liam Fox, disgraced MP Liam Fox, how he should always be known, he said that he's going to personally apologise to Ivanka Trump.
Why? Why is she involved? What?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Has he tweeted something horrible about her? Has he? What?
No.
What? I don't understand that at all. She's not. That's
No.
the first time I've heard her name mentioned in this, and it's like, where the fuck have you come from?
Yeah.
What?
No, he was being interviewed. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to personally apologise to Ivanka Trump." You're like, why?
For her? What? Is he apologising for her awful husband?
No, he's going to apologise for our ambassador.
Jesus Christ.
Is there anyone else you want to fucking apologise to? Like, what? Apologise to Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
I mean, apologise to fucking Colonel Mustard. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. What's she on about?
I don't know why she's anywhere. I really can't understand.
No, I find it a very strange position in politics where, and we do it as well, I think to a lesser degree, but we do have it. Like, I remember during like Tony Blair, there'd always be like Sherry Blair would sort of turn up at things, and it's like, but you're not.
But they're husband and wife. That's like the first lady.
Yeah.
Understand that. The daughter, I don't. There's so much nepotism in politics as a whole.
Yeah.
Even things like Jeremy Corbyn's son works for John McDonnell.
Mm.
John Prescott's son works for the Labour Party. Everyone, they all get jobs in thing, and it's so fucking incestual.
Mm.
It's like the city. Like, oh, how did you get this job? Was it because you're good at what you're doing? Oh no, because you've got the same surname as this dickhead.
But I mean, America's always been like that. We've had two George Bushes, you know. Almost had two Clintons. It is kind of that's part of their DNA. It feels like the whole bullshit of some sort of some sort of family. I don't know what it is.
It's like a very thin, like a pyramid class system, where you've only got like the top 3 families can get anything done. Yeah. And so it's always like, oh yeah, we're going to Bush and then Clinton and then Bush and then Clinton and then we'll have Obama and then Bush and then Clinton and then Bush. All you can hope is that they stop fucking reproducing at some point.
Fingers crossed.
It fucking has to be. Let's move on from that hell
okay.
to another piece of hell.
Nice.
No, actually, this is a good story. Stephen Yaxley Lennon in prison for 9 months.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's good news.
I mean, that is good news for contempt of court.
Yep.
His supporters. Why?
Yeah. I don't understand them because, as a white working class British man, it makes me ashamed of my roots to see people like that, and I don't really.
Yeah, I'm not even it is insulting to suggest that they are working class.
Yeah, I don't know how many of them actually are, or whether it's just racists with skinheads who just hate anyone who's not white.
Well, because
if they're a lot of them are in London, so I presume they're doing all right for themselves.
Well, there is a view that the working class is a racist class.
Yeah.
And although that's not necessarily accurate at all,
I mean, it ignores the fact that there are a lot of ethnic minorities that are in the working class bracket for a start.
Oh yeah, certainly. A lot of BAME, I believe it is. I think that's the acronym. I can't
look at you, Mr. Woke over there.
Hey, fuck wokeness, by the way. Absolutely fuck wokeness. Oh, these whiny bastards. Maybe if they got some sleep, they wouldn't be so fucking whiny all the time. But this is what you get with. These are the type of people, the Robinson supporters, the Yaxley Lennon supporters. When you've got people talking about the national working class.
Yeah.
Like the real working class. What they mean is white working class.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they mean.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And when they say, "Oh, the normal working class, the correct working class, everything else," they're going, "Well, what you're talking about is," and these supporters of Stephen Yaxley Lennon, and he has asked. I mean, this week he asked for asylum to the US.
Yeah, that was fucking unbelievable.
I'm surprised the world didn't end from fucking irony just stopping.
Yeah, just insanity.
Yeah.
Actual insanity.
They're going, you want to leave because you fear for your life for what you consider to be a corrupt government.
Is it just a complete lack of self-awareness, or is it just thinking he's better because he's a white man, so he thinks he deserves it?
I think he feels that he can just say it because none of his supporters are going to say, "Hang on, mate, we're against. You can't be." It's why any British person that goes abroad is an expat and not an immigrant.
Yeah, very true.
It's because there is this idea of being English that, listen, we own most of it. It's basically just us checking out where we used to live. That was my house once. That was my house once. That was my house once.
Yeah.
And then just knocking on the door and saying, "Hey, I just want to use your toilet, and I'm going to move into your bedroom."
Yep.
I used to live here. It's fine. It is incredibly strange with people like, because the reason he asked for asylum because he can't travel to the US.
Yeah, what is that for? I presume some sort of
not only does he
record.
have a criminal record with things like assault,
didn't
fraud,
he assault?
else.
He assaulted a police officer or something like that. Yeah.
Drugs charges, but also he once went to the US on a fake passport.
Really?
Yes, and then came back with his own passport because he wasn't allowed in the US because of his criminal record, and so he went there with a fake passport. And it turns out US don't like that.
Yeah. Why would he? How stupid is this man that he genuinely thinks they'd give him asylum after he's done that?
Oh, because he's asking Trump, and he's saying all the same things to Trump, saying, "Well, have a look." He was on InfoWars and asking Trump to say, "Have a look at this case, see how badly I'm being treated and everything else." Like, the issue comes that not only does he think he's a journalist, which he's not.
No, he's absolutely
He's not at all. He is absolutely nowhere near a fucking journalist. And so he thinks that he should be allowed to be free under those rights. But he has no conception of what contempt of court is.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. That it feels like a lot of him and a lot of his supporters, they have absolutely no idea what the case is. No idea, and they're just going, "Oh, #free Tommy," because that's what they've done for the last few years, and
they've got no idea just how close they came to destroying the case that he was supposedly saying.
That's the issue. He was basically, there was like it was like a firefighter going in, and instead of using water, he was throwing petrol everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're going, "Oh, he was trying to stop it." He was like, "No, he was fucking it up. He was making it far worse."
Yeah, he was not helping at all. It's always interesting with the far right and paedophilia, because a lot of the EGL, you have a look at the people who Tommy Robinson surrounded himself with. Stephen Yaxley Lennon, not Tommy Robinson, not calling him by his fucking stage name. You see the people who were members of the EDL.
Yeah.
There is a big percentage that have been done for sexual assault charges, including sexual assault charges towards children. And I rarely see, if ever, Stephen Yaxley Lennon outside.
I don't think I've ever seen him out of there.
No.
It's almost like there's some sort of other thing he's got an issue with.
Yes. He is just a racist, isn't he? He's an absolute racist.
I don't think he can even sue people for that, because it's like, clearly you are, mate.
Yeah. It would be like calling like Piers Morgan a cunt. Like, you can't sue me, I've got proof.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. What other stories have you brought?
There's one that was... I thought it was quite nice. There's a rail firm, West Midlands Railway, for the University of Worcester? How do you say that? Worcester.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. I think that's it, yeah.
Like the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire, yes. But there's basically their uni, they've offered like free trips for uni students to go to an open day. because otherwise people can't afford to get to open days because of rail fares and stuff like that. And then there was another article by the BBC saying how there's a lot of students who can't afford to get to open days because it's too expensive to get the train, and how it's another way that everyone focuses on tuition fees or the cost of living, but it's like a lot of students can't even get to open days because they're like, oh, it costs £80 to get to this open day in Sunderland or whatever, and they're like, I've not got that.
Yeah.
So it limits which university you can go to. It's another way that people from, not rich backgrounds get their education sort of limited, I suppose.
No, it's a valid point. If you're unable to even check out the university, it limits your choices of where you're able to go.
Yeah.
So how is it working exactly? Are they just saying, right, if you sign up here?
Yeah, they say if people sign up for the open day and fill out a form to get a free ticket, they'll pay for your ticket to basically get to university. And I read that there's other universities now who are offering like free accommodation and stuff like that for people going to open days. And I think it's a really good idea, and I think more people should do it, because otherwise it will just limit everyone to going to a university. Well, everyone from lower backgrounds, your choice of uni would have to be somewhere within half an hour of you. Otherwise, it would cost you far too much to go to. Because I know some people from my school who went to like 8 or 9 open days or something, and it's like, if you've not got the money, you can't afford to go to more than 3 open days, really.
Now, with regards to university, do you think that we are at a point where in society we've put far too much emphasis on university?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Am I right? You didn't go to uni?
No,
right?
I didn't do A levels.
Did you not?
No, I've only got GCSEs, and they ain't that good.
That's fair enough.
Be honest.
You've done very well for yourself.
6 C's, 3 F's and a U. Got the U in RE.
I mean, that doesn't matter. That's fine.
At least go show God isn't the answer to every question, though, doesn't it? Hey, little joke.
Good. Someone's using material there. Very nice.
That was from the first album, available on Bandcamp.
There we go. Check it out.
So I started working straight away.
Yeah, I think there's it's difficult because my view of university, like none of my family went to university. I was like the first person in my family to go, and I dropped out after like a year because I was just like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And but is it because I think there is an issue with society that there are still a lot of jobs where you need a degree. Or even like bollocks things like doing comedy. Like I know for a fact there'll be some TV companies who, if they're looking for a comedian, they would look past a comedian if you've not got a degree. Whereas that shouldn't fucking matter.
No, it shouldn't at all. But university helps in a lot of different ways. I remember when I was when I was like 18 or something, looking for roles in certain industries. Everything was a graduate job. Entry level was a graduate job.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, man. That's
so
crazy.
So you're earning like, I think the first job I had, I was earning like 12k. Second job was like 15k or something. So you're earning like 12k, and this is meant to be an entry level graduate job.
That's crazy.
And they weren't specific over what degree they wanted. You could say that you just have to have got like a 2-1.
But that's like an entry level graduate job. It's 12k. Like that's basically what people get working at a supermarket.
Yeah.
So why? I don't see how that's entry level.
Because the growth. I started. I started working like behind a bar and everything else, and then the first one of the first jobs I ended up getting when I was like 19 was a phone monkey in the city. So doing cold calling and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And that is not. You don't need a university degree for that, but that was a graduate thing because it was a trainee stockbroker.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going, well, you need a degree for some reason.
You're just on the phone, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You do exams to get FCA regulated, and so maybe their idea was, well, if you have done university, then you're able to do the exams.
But when you did it, did you feel like you needed any sort of different experience or qualifications to a normal call centre job?
No, because I previously did a normal call centre job as well.
Yeah.
And no, because it's just on the phone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all you're doing is selling.
That's like if you were like a receptionist at BMW and they were like, "Oh no, you need an engineering degree."
Yeah.
When it's like it's got nothing to do with it at all.
It's got absolutely nothing to do. And the majority of the degrees, like people had like theatre degrees and stuff. You're going, well, I mean, not only is a theatre degree utterly pointless, it's like having a drama degree. Like fucking mate, just work. Pretend you're a tree elsewhere. You know, but they're going, well, oh, you've got a drama degree. Well, what did you get in it? 2-1. Well, then you qualify for this entry position.
That's madness.
Madness, absolutely. I do think that where university is considered the be all and end all.
Do you think that might change there? A, with the cost of university making it less accessible, but B, with other careers. Like now, as weird as I find it, you can just play video games in your bedroom and make £1 million a year off it.
Oh, they can go fuck themselves.
But do you not think they're going? That means you don't need university. If people could do something like that.
I think that means we don't need a brain. Honestly, I think it's absolutely fucking terrible. There was a story this week on that where it turns out there's some gamer girl, like 17, 18-year-old, whatever the fuck a gamer girl is, who's been selling her bath water.
Oh shit, I heard this, yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
This is one of the signs of the apocalypse, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Because not only did she sell it, but someone was like suing her because they tested it and it didn't have her DNA in it. And so someone was like complaining that it wasn't actually her bathwater, and it's like, how fucked up are you? That's your problem.
Yeah, but
and it's like 30 quid for a load of bathwater, like a stupid amount of money.
How? There's nothing in. I can't even comprehend what goes through someone's mind to either say, I'm gonna sell my bathwater, or even worse, I'm gonna buy the fucking stuff.
Yeah.
What meant everyone who brought some of her bathwater should be put on a fucking register, because they are a step away from a crime.
But let's say hypothetically, someone comments below on this YouTube video saying they'll give you 30 quid for some of your bathwater. What would you do?
I'll tell them right where to fuck off.
It's 30 quid, mate, though.
Right, yeah, but 30 quid for my... I mean, not only do I not do baths, I'm against baths.
Are you?
Yes.
That's your controversial opinion for this week.
Well, no, I mean, it's like being in your own dirt soup, innit? Shower's always the best.
Yeah.
Shower is absolutely the best, yeah. But even they're going, oh, you're in shower water. What creepy fuckers. If someone said, I'll give you $30 for some of your fucking shower water, I would stop this and move.
Right,
so they are hunting you down.
If anyone wants to make you move, they know what to do then.
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah.
There was, on this story, there was another bit where there are videos of people vaping the bathwater.
Oh my fucking god.
They look exactly how you'd expect them to look.
Yeah,
you know,
already I know who they are.
Like if virginity was armed. You know.
You should put that in your show. That's a really good line. That's really funny. Is this going out before your preview tonight?
No, and no one watches it either. So I can use all the material I like. I'm not going to be. No one's going to accuse me of reusing stuff because no one watches this shit. I mean, no one watches my stand-up shows either, but that's slightly more people do indeed watch that compared to this horseshit.
Well, but maybe they will tune in now because they might try and get your bathwater, and they'll be like...
I mean, it's just... this is the problem.
If you say it's 20 quid, you undercut her, it's cheaper.
Yeah, but I assume that they're asking her because she has a modicum of attractiveness to her instead of someone like me who just looks sad.
You've got a certain charm to you.
Yeah, sad charm. Yeah. Like, do you want a mistake? Here I am. Fucking ridiculous. I don't know how we got there, by the way.
YouTubers selling bathwater.
Fucking.
Oh yeah, university.
Yes, that's where we were. Yeah,
yeah.
I think we covered that quite well.
Yeah.
On the university, this goes on from the university stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Action for Children conducted a survey of 5,000 children, parents, and grandparents.
Okay.
And what they found was that there was a strong shared perception that modern childhood was getting worse amid like social pressures and everything like that. Now, it was 2/3 of parents and grandparents felt it was getting worse. Only 1/3 of children. Now, my dad pointed out that the problem why it's only 1/3 of children is because how would they know if it's getting worse?
Yeah, they've not thought that through.
Yeah, in fact, the 1/3 of children who say that it's getting worse, I would ignore them straight away because they've got no fucking experience on anything else.
Yeah, they can't. They're literally going, it's worse for me because I got more school now. That's their only sort of perception of childhood.
I mean, it's childhood is a lot worse for me because I used to be able to nap a lot more, and I always ate things that were mushy.
Yeah.
Now I have to chew.
It's hard work.
It really is hard for me.
You've got to wipe your own bum. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
No one knows the troubles I've seen. Now this is now they all agreed that bullying both on and offline was one of the main problems, followed by pressures to fit in socially. Now, yourself, did you see that? Do you believe that childhood is getting worse than, say, even like how old are you?
27.
You're 27. I'm 31. So we're not fucking miles away with things. Do you think the childhood is getting worse even from when we were children?
I would say, I guess it's difficult to actually gauge what is worse or better. It's always different. It's always changing. Like social media wasn't a thing growing up for us, really.
MSN Messenger?
I mean, yeah, I enjoyed that and getting sent nudges and weird emojis and all that sort of nonsense on MSN.
Yeah. Going offline and then going back online because there was someone who you fancied that hadn't messaged you.
Yeah.
They go, no, I am here. Hey, hello. Doing song lyrics as your name.
Oh my god, everyone did that. What was your song lyric? Did you have one?
Can
you remember any?
I mean, like now, the music I listened to wasn't incredibly upbeat.
You surprised me.
Yes, I think I was listening to Nirvana at that time. No doubt one of the lyrics was "Amazes me the will of instinct," which is still to this day one of my favourite lyrics from Polly. Wonderful thing. But all of that, I mean, we all wrote shit poetry about how struggles our life were. Oh no one knows me. That's because you're not fully formed.
Yeah.
You don't know you, dickhead.
Like, I think everyone would say that. Everyone would say that childhood's a very strange time. It's hard to sort of work your way through it. It's not. I don't think most people go through childhood going, this has all been really easy, and I've found it because you are literally learning everything.
Yes.
So it's not supposed to be easy. You've changed so much from, fucking 5 to 18. That's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be simple. So I don't think there's many people I know who'd go, yeah, childhood was so simple for me. Because if it was, you'd probably had a really decent background or whatever.
I think your point with regards to we didn't have social media, I think that is probably the biggest.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's because, again, as you say, we had MSN, but that was probably brought in when I was early teens. But whereas now, I've got a nephew who's 8 who knows how to use YouTube, and I find that fucking terrifying because it's like you can find so many videos and shit you can find on there. Like, when you're 8, you shouldn't be able to find a video of, like, someone getting shot or something, which you can find on YouTube if you type in the right search terms and it's not been taken down yet, and that's horrific.
The CBBC YouTube channel has its comments disabled.
That says a lot. I
think that fucking shows society as a whole.
Yeah.
You can't watch a fucking video of Peppa Pig without the fear that someone's going to go on and say that she's going to be taken off the BBC because of Sharia law.
Oh god, it's fucked up. Which is so sad because I think if the comments weren't disabled and if the comments were all just kids under 10 talking about Peppa Pig, there might be something beautiful in that. It might be something really sort of sweet and innocent.
I reckon it would annoy me.
Do you think you would?
That would drive me. You just go and use some fucking grammar, you prick.
Well, you could go on correcting them or teaching them stuff.
Oh no, Christ! Imagine being that person. That would be a level of creepy. Just going, sorry, 7-year-old. I mean, you'll probably be going there going, oh, I too am 7.
Yeah.
Shall we meet?
Exactly. I too am a big fan of Daddy Pig.
Yes.
I think he's hilarious.
But like with social media, especially with bullying, the needing to fit into society, because I think like when we were young, you had to fit in, and say like when we were young, still incredibly young.
Yeah.
But to fit into society was to fit into the small amount of friends that we had.
Yeah.
Fit in with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to fit in to the entire fucking world.
Yeah, it's scary.
Everything, because you've even got like these gamer girls and everything else, and they can do everything they like about saying we're all just the same people. Mm-hmm. And every influencer, these PewDiePies and all of this shit, they can all say, oh, just be yourself. But they're fucking millionaires.
Yeah.
Off the back of what I can't even explain what it is they do. If someone came from the past to now and they said, well, what's an influencer? I couldn't explain it. Yeah. There's no way of me being able to put what an influencer is into words without some fucking blackout rage.
Is it just a word for someone who makes a living off of social media by not doing much? Is that literally it?
I think so, because they're the ones who a lot of people follow, and so they influence people with trends and buying stuff and everything else. They're basically walking advertisers.
I think also in terms of social media making it harder for kids, it's the whereas before bullying would be something that would go around school, and people would, that would be it, go around school, whereas now someone could send a really weird photo of you or video, and you can have 100,000 people. You could be known as, oh, that girl in the bin, and you're known as that, and you might be in the Daily Mail as the girl in the bin or something because someone spread it around social media. Yeah. And you've got no control over that at all.
Exactly. I mean, you get to a point, you talk about like bullying. There's so many things like all of the things like Twitter, Facebook, 4chan, all of these things, they're cesspools.
Yeah.
You can quite easily just say you're a cunt. And so there's always an idea. One of the things I would look at to solve, especially online bullying, is pick where you're going online. Like, I've never been called a cunt on BBC Sport. It doesn't have a comment section.
Yeah.
You get up to stuff, there you go, fine. Go to places where aren't comment sections.
Yeah.
That would be where people can't, where no one could comment, only go to those websites.
But then I guess it's because there's the social pressure of people to find social interaction online.
Yeah,
so
that's
it drives
weird.
people to Twitter and Facebook, and I can imagine nowadays at school there would be some people who would be bullied because they've only got 20 followers.
Oh, right. I had someone just the other day.
Oh, I saw, yeah.
On Facebook, 31 subscribers. Like, mate, the issue is if you're putting how many subscribers you've got is your worth. You're the one in trouble there, not me. I'm not doing this to get lots of subscribers so I can complain about whether or not I'm making money off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is, let's be honest, it is an awful place where you've got the rise of the far right, you've got these influencers employing children into their videos so that they get more views. I mean, this is it. You know? And then you've got me sitting on a chair talking bollocks with someone for an hour. Yeah. You know? I mean, if I started getting children into this, I'd break their innocence. Going on, and let's start with the next piece of news. We're going into war with Iran. You're not going to C18, mate.
There goes all your Iran viewers just tuning off now.
Fucking hell.
I did find that incredible when I saw that person do that on Facebook, and I was like, what, are we 8 again? Is that what this is? I've got more followers than you. Fuck off, man.
Yeah, mate, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What's your final piece of news? Because we're coming close to wrapping this up.
Okay, I had I just found it in. I guess it's not a big story, but I just read it this morning and thought that's quite interesting. Apparently, there's a psychopaths in the Peak District, where they just pass people to either walk or cycle, but I think they're mainly designated for cycling.
Yeah.
And there's been people who have basically been putting like booby traps in them. They've been putting like pins on the floor. They've been putting branches at head height if you're cycling. And what was the other one they were doing? Just moving rocks in the way of the cycling path. And I read that and I have no idea what to make of that. I just think people have lost their mind.
I mean,
It's like fucking...
I hate to repeat myself, I really do. But everyone is a cunt.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
What are they trying to prove? Unless it's like some sort of... That could be a YouTuber. That could be some sort of prank show they've set up. Look at these hilarious people falling over or breaking their neck. Ha ha, isn't it funny? I'm like a modern day Dick Dastardly or whatever, that.
Oh, I don't know.
Why would people do that? Are you a fan of cyclists? Which is a weird question to ask, but I know some people have strong opinions, which seems mental to me.
I just wish that if they saw a red light, they'd actually fucking stop.
Yeah.
That's my only care for them.
Okay.
Like, you see a red light, stop.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you get hit by a car, I'll laugh. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes. Do I look into a camera now? Okay, I've got an Edinburgh show coming up. It's at Just a Tonic at 7:30 in the Mash House. It's called Tom Mayhew. It's about growing up with not much money, being on benefits, and sort of the weird demonisation of people like that from the media. So if you like stuff like that, come along. £5 in advance, I'll pay what you want. Or subscribe to my YouTube channel, because apparently people give a shit about that.
Right, piece of news we didn't get round to for the final roundup. You got the Ministry of Justice is using a bailiff company to chase legal aid payments, which is dodgy to say the least. There's more on that, but we don't have the time or the care to read all of it. Labour Panorama anti-Semitism programme that showed that Labour is indeed anti-Semitic, but Labour don't give a shit. Then you had dispatches where Tories are Islamophobic and paid by cunts, so that's nice. Amazon are doing a deal with the NHS to put Alexa to go through and answer any of your questions about how ill you are, which will be just wonderful. The Italian Deputy Prime Minister is facing calls for an inquiry into a secret Russian oil deal. Their far-right Lega party, dodgy cunts. The man-baby Dominic Raab has refused to say if he would lift a non-disclosure agreement because he's awful. We're going into war with Iran soon, so that should be fun. Momentum are just useless. They're to launch a nationwide campaign to encourage members to begin deselection process for Labour MPs, arguing that it can open the door for more diverse, younger and working class MPs. So it's going to be fun seeing Jeremy Corbyn fuck off. And that's it. As always, you can see all of my stuff in different places. I'd like to thank my guests. Thank you very much. Bye.
It's all right.